Welcome back, everybody. Clint today with Classic Firearms, having fun out here on another very windy day. Feeling kind of like Auburn the first time he visited us and the wind just blew him in. Man, that was a while ago. Anyway, what I'm doing today is practicing some more concealed carry drills, and you guys have seen plenty of footage from us where we have practiced in a close proximity to our target, striking the target, creating that distance, drawing the gun, getting those shots on target, and then reholstering and just getting acquainted, right, with our gear, our firearm, our clothing. And all that's fine and well, but I want to do something a little bit different. I'm still going to do that warm-up, ultimately making that strike either with my non-dominant, my lead hand, and then my dominant hand, and then, of course, drawing after throwing each punch. But I want to do something a little bit different because what we're ultimately practicing for is not that perfect scenario. What we see all the time, again, from surveillance footage, first-hand accounts, dash cams, whatever it might be, we typically see that imperfect situation. It's hard to train for, well, it's hard to train to be in that concealed carry position, drawing that gun and getting that target, because you just never know what that situation might be or what it might dictate. So you always got to kind of practice it and keep it fresh, right? So today I'm going to practice from a different position, which is, of course, on my back. And there's a reason behind that. Quite frankly, I'm always training as if I'm going to be on my feet, but I don't know if I'm going to take a punch to the face, get stabbed, get shot, whatever it might be, and it's hard to train for those types of things and how I might respond under that type of stress. But I'd like to know that I can still clear my clothing, get to my gun, and send rounds down range while on my back. So we're going to practice that today as well. But first, I want to warm up by go ahead and, well, close proximity drill, right? Before I do that, though, before I did that and came out here, I dry fired. I wanted to make sure that the clothing that I'm wearing isn't going to hinder me from being able to get to my gun efficiently and getting those shots on target, right? And this is typically what I wear and what I do before leaving the house and going out in public. And just to show you guys, this is typically how I like to dress. A lighter jacket, my button-up shirt with an undershirt, my jeans, and typically a hat of some sort. Obviously, I'm wearing the beanie today. And of course, my appendix inside the waistband holster by Alpha Omega Kydex holsters, all right? And a video that'll be coming out a little bit later, I'll go over kind of like my EDC and what all that is. So, stay tuned, we'll have that too. But I just want to go ahead and just let you guys know what I like to wear are typically Wrangler. I'm not sponsored by Wrangler whatsoever, but I like the Wrangler Elasticy jeans because I can put my holster and everything inside my waistband and it doesn't feel like it's suffocating me and pressing up against me, and it's not what's so bit uncomfortable, which is nice. I'm also a fan of their shirts, especially the ones that have the snap buttons, because, well, there's multiple reasons. One, it's sexy. Two, it allows me to get to my pistol under duress very quickly without having to worry about these buttons hindering me from getting to my gun. So again, it's just a nice thing to have, all right? Okay, cool. Now with that, let's just go ahead and run through those warm-up drills that I talked about, striking the target, creating that distance, getting 2 shots to the body, 1 to the head. I want to try this, the first drill, with my lead hand. Typically as I'm fighting, just like as I'm shooting, I've got typically my lead foot and then a rear foot, right? My lead foot is usually the one I can make that initial step towards my target or whatever. I can do a kick, whatever it might be. And then I've, of course, got my dominant or my strong foot towards the rear, and that, of course, can brace and I can take a hit, manage recoil, whatever it might be, right? Okay, that's great. That's what I'm used to, a quick, fast jab that allows me to create that distance. However, I'm also using that non-dominant hand to grab my garment. So is that slowing me down by using that same hand to make a strike and then coming down, grabbing my garment, and then grabbing my pistol, right? And that right there would have actually caused a problem. And that's what you practice for. So with that, I want to try 2 different drills. One, I'm striking with my non-dominant, and then my second, I'm striking with my dominant, but simultaneously reaching down, grabbing my shirt, pulling that up, creating that clearance for me to get to my pistol and get those shots on target. And we'll just see if I'm quicker one way or the other, just for fun, right? So drill 1, non-dominant, making that strike, creating that distance. Let's go ahead and get these shots on target here. Yo, I'm doing what you're saying, I'm complying, I got it. All right, strike up, very good. And notice too, my first shot, I'm not aiming. This type of distance, all I want to do is get this guy away from me and my family and my loved ones. And if he's threatening me with another type of lethal weapon, well, I'm going to resort to mine, right? Which is my SIG 365. Great. 3 shots on target. Looks like my headshot was a little over here, but again, at this distance, not a big deal. So 3 shots, 2.28. I feel good about that. Now let's go ahead. Let's try it again, but this time I'm gonna lead with this, with my dominant hand, my right hand, and then I'm gonna reach down and grab this garment so that way it's already waiting for me, and then I can get to my pistol. Let's just try it out and see if it's any faster. Ready? All right, dude, I'm applying. Very good. I had a sloppy grip initially. 2.24 is where I'm at on that one. So, not sure if that was in focus for you guys or not. Sun's right in my eyes, I can't tell. But 2.24, not bad. And now my target's falling apart. Okay, very good. So again, that was 2.24 when I was leading with this, my dominant hand, and then grabbing with my non-dominant hand. So it was slightly faster, but we can try it one more time just for fun. Again, I'm gonna lead with my non-dominant hand this time. So let's go ahead and run it. I'm listening to you, I'm listening to you, I'm complying. Very good. That one felt slower. It was definitely quicker though. 2.13. Very good. And switching it back to the dominant hand, throwing that punch first. All right, straighten out my target here. I should just get the fairing strips and quit being lazy and just set this up right. ID targets or the infinite targets, awesome. All right, cool, one more time, this time throwing that punch with the dominant hand. I'm complying, dude, I'm listening to you, I'm doing everything you're saying, all right? It stays dead on that one. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So apparently throwing that punch, and of course this is a warm-up, right? I'm getting used to everything, getting that draw down. So that's perfect, 1.86. Super happy to be sub 2 seconds with 3 shots on target. And my infinite target, he played a really good bad guy and took those shots well. So that's awesome. All right, now let's go ahead and start practicing that on the back. Thankfully, I've got my Savior equipment mat, my shooting mat there, because it's nice and muddy out here. We've had some snow, we've had some rain, so I'd rather not deal with that. I am actually gonna leave him on the ground. I'm gonna transfer to my still target, and I'm just gonna be back a little bit further. So let's go ahead and set that up and let's do this. All right, so easy enough. I'm gonna take a couple steps back and fall onto my back, draw my pistol and get 3 shots on target. How hard can it be? Let's try it, right? Okay. And with the shot timer, of course. Okay. Backing up, falling. Very good. And reholstering. Awesome. 3 shots, 379. Obviously that doesn't really matter. It just needs to be from actually shooting. The timer is just ultimately my threat indicator at this point. Let's do it one more time. And all you're noticing is I'm falling. I'm just allowing myself to fall. I might put my hand back to kind of brace a little bit, but that's about it. From there, I'm just trying to get to my gun. So let's do it one more time. Okay. Backing up, falling. 1 miss, but good. 4:01 that time. Again, the time doesn't really matter on this one. All right, and just for fun, we'll do it one more time. Okay, I'm listening, I'm listening. Very good. That was 4 shots, 343. And I just wanted to make sure I got three shots on target. Again, I am a fan of this shirt. Allows me to break that open. Very cool. Fun little drill. It's good exercise too. Okay, so I wanted to play that back and just kind of see what I was doing wrong. And I think this is actually a really good training tip for a lot of us out there is record yourself. Record yourself and you can play back and see the mistakes that you're making and the little imperfections. And it's good to do that. One thing that I noticed, I'll get that later. One thing that I noticed is, of course, my placement of my legs once I'm on the ground. I'm wanting to obviously keep those clear so I'm not, you know, shooting my kneecap off or anything like that. So just keep that in mind. I still want to be able to brace so I can use my legs. Again, if somebody's trying to get on top of me, I can't get my weapon out on you know, quick enough. I can still kick or whatever else I got to do as far as ground to ground goes at that point. So just another thing to notice, I like to dig my heels in to kind of, again, brace, but at the end of it all, you just really want to make sure you're keeping your muzzle clear and then only getting those shots on your, well, on your target. All right, so let me know what you guys think about this, and then maybe we can work with different other types of shooting maneuvers, maybe from a kneeling position, behind cover, things like that. It just really depends, but ultimately there's not too big of a difference from the standing to the prone or on my back, because it's still ultimately my sternum, my chest, all of it's still kind of in line. It's not like I'm hunched over and trying to draw. I'm still pretty much just flat and getting to my gun, which again just makes it a little bit easier. So if you can, and this you don't have to do outside, you don't have to do with rounds. All it is a dry fire drill that you can do as well, just to make sure that if you find yourself on your back and needing to get to your gun, you can do it, and you can do it efficiently and effectively, and of course accurately, without you know, again, shooting things that you don't want to shoot, like your knee or whatever. So let me know what you guys think about this. I'll see you down in the comment section below.